At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? We are back. Found this hilarious old banner from literally a year ago to the day when we put out our first stream ever for the Solo upcoming airdrop. And now it's just funny looking at it, reflecting back a year later, how far we've came, all the airdrops, all the excitement, all the FUD. It's been a crazy year, and next year I think is only going to get more. It's going to get better. I think with everything being built right now, all the exciting stuff going on, I can't wait to see what the future holds, with Flare Finance coming out January 9th. That's official. Super pumped about that. The Ripple lawsuit, I'm guessing around March. Probably going to end. That's another bullish catalyst. And, Pulse Chain, don't forget about that. We've been waiting so long. And got this new Just Hodl It shirt. Loving it. Hodl strong. This is the time when wealth is made. This feels so similar to 2019. Just sitting around when Cardano was 4 cents. So I'm like 3-4 cents, just flat, and then went on to do almost 100x from there. It feels so similar to that. I think we're gonna probably have one more leg down. Bitcoin down to that 12K-ish area, somewhere around there. And that timing, I'm not sure if it's gonna be in 3 months, in 6 months, the end of next year. You just have to play crypto week by week. Market follows Bitcoin. So once it looks like the bottoms are in and the macro starts picking up, I think the Fed pivoting is going to be a big catalyst. So hopefully that happens earlier next year, and by summer we can be up and running. And there's always stuff that's going on in different ecosystems that kind of separates itself from the market. Like right now, Corium and Sologenics we talked about yesterday. Zen, they're pumping like crazy. And there's always some other altcoins that seem to find pumps. Hedron did, a nice 15x over the summer. So there's a lot of opportunities out there. You have to be willing to look into them, be willing to hear other stuff. If you're so tunnel vision on one project only, you can miss out on a lot of stuff. But for some people, that's a good thing because it prevents them from getting into garbage projects, and other people kind of holds them back and prevents them from thinking in the bigger picture and long term. But everybody's different. Everyone's got their own strategy. What's up, everybody? Tin Top, Lidsey, Mobius, Legend. Appreciate the support from all you guys. I'm trying to grow a small channel in the bear market. I mean, it's not easy. It's funny though, 555 subscribers. I love it. I actually don't mind this just sitting here right there on Twitter. I'm never going to buy a follower. I'm never going to clout chase. Everything that comes will be organic, and we'll see where this thing can grow. So getting into some of the news, we got China is launching their first NFT marketplace. They're calling it a digital asset marketplace, but let's be honest, it's basically an NFT marketplace, which China, Australia, they kind of set the tone for where the world is going. If you notice, Australia, the way they ripped up cash and It was dirty. All ATMs gone, and the insanity of the government, the lockdowns. It started there, almost as if it was a test, and then spreads west. But with this FTX debacle, decentralization, people that understand this, they now know the power of it, and that's what we need, and that's what we stress. That's what we ultimately will end up at is the not sub communities, but just the way Hex has an organic following, people willing to help each other out, people willing to take their shirt off their back and give it to someone else. You can't, that's priceless. You can't buy that. And the loyalty and the friendship that's in the Hex community and in other ones, in the Zen community, even streamers, they have their own sub communities that are very loyal. And I think all of crypto is moving that way. And especially NFTs are going to be that catalyst for sports teams, for singers, entertainers, trading cards, all of that stuff is going to bring all these communities together and kind of bring everybody up. And it's really interesting if you look into like Chili's and look at some of these other platforms with the sports teams and the soccer clubs and each club releasing a token. It kind of brings everybody together. It incentivizes them, and it brings strength and unity. And I think we're going to start seeing that kind of across the board, and kind of how Hex went from one community, just the Hexicans, and now inside the Hex community, we have Pulse Chain coming. We have all the projects developing on Pulse Chain. You have Discourse Syndicate. You have Whales Only. Jim Rat in here. Appreciate you coming in. So many different people are going to have those sub communities inside Hex, and I think that's going to come through all of crypto. And to Australia following you exactly, and that Europe and London, I think, call the shots. The World Economic Forum, the IMF in London, everything seems to come out of there, be piloted down under, and then makes its way, our way. But, we'll see. Everything is getting digitized, tokenized. We're seeing Fidelity, Goldman Sachs. They're all talking about tokenizing everything they can get their hands on. And that is where we're heading. And China, the ultimate, communist country, whatever you want to call it, you're starting to see the lockdowns and all that stuff is kind of not working. It's going against what they thought. People are protesting in bigger numbers than ever. People are really starting to come together. So this is kind of having, I would say, a backlash to what they thought. And the same thing's happening in Nigeria with their CBDC that they rolled out. Less than 1% of people adopted it. That's a catastrophic failure. And now they're legalizing other cryptos as tender, or they're making other cryptos legal tender because of the failure of the CBDCs. So, I don't think this is going to end up where the news is telling us right now. People aren't just going to take this stuff and accept accept a complete just control over everything. With Apple right now, the way that your data is on the iCloud, anybody has access to it that wants it. The government, the police, the SEC, anybody can subpoena or go after Apple and ask for your records and pretty much get them. Well, in the future, that's going to change. We are all going to have our data and our privacy attached to a key phrase or a string phrase or a seed phrase. So we will actually control our data in the future, which that's huge. So it's going to basically it's going to allow people and show them how to self-custody crypto the proper way with their data, with them not even realizing it. So everyone's going to be worried about all of their privacy on their phones. You do not want this right here. This is everything. This is your life. So now that you're going to control that with a seed phrase, that is huge. That changes everything. And I really think that's going to be the catalyst for mass adoption into crypto, by subconsciously teaching people how to be responsible, how to self-custody your own data, your own privacy. I mean, that is as important as it gets. So when people understand that, they can, okay, now Bitcoin, it's the same thing. I put my Bitcoin in my wallet, which is going to be on my cell phone. Ledgers are going to be integrated with cell phones. I think the Samsung is happening right now. So now you have people learning how to self-custody their data with a seed phrase and a cell phone that has a hardware wallet built into it. So you're starting to see everything kind of work its way towards the end game, which is mass adoption, where texting crypto, I can pick my phone up and send whatever I want through a text to somebody. That's where we're headed. And this is one hilarious article that I saw about Noun's Ethereum NFTs will appear in the Rose Bowl parade. So we're going to see these hilarious looking costumes in the Rose Bowl on I think it's New Year's Day. And, the Rose Bowl is one of the biggest college football games that has gone back almost, I would say, 100 years now. And we're going to have these goofy things walking around and who knows what else. But it just shows kind of where we're headed. We're so far ahead, where anybody that's here right now and paying attention, I mean, you are like the 1% of the 1%. And, you're going to be very happy you were here in a couple of years. I just have a feeling. And this was another great article here. California issues alert about 17 crypto websites. So they're basically pulling down all of the shady exchanges. I've never heard of any of these. Tahoe Digital, Teletrade, Tony Allen Trading Firm, Voyan X. All of us in the Hex community, I think if we saw any of these exchanges, a red flag would go off immediately. And I don't think any of us would even have a problem with it. But the fact that these are out there and they are being banned, this is phenomenal, because all of these exchanges are all wash trading. This article here, 70% of unregulated exchange transactions are wash trading per study. So all these exchanges are just fake volumes and fake numbers to make you think there's stuff going on that really isn't. And I really think with the FTX debacle going down, all of this, I would say half the sell pressure on the market was from them alone. This guy was on a tirade to get whatever he wanted at any cost. From bribing politicians to just lying to people to their face. Could you imagine if you went to a meeting, you dress up, you fly somewhere, you go meet, and you sit with this guy and he's playing a video game while you're talking to him? It's almost unbelievable, the stuff that you're hearing. So if he's doing that during meetings, what is he doing behind closed doors, behind these people's backs to short their coins? He was making clones of them. It was horrible. So, with all this, I wouldn't be surprised if FTX was tied to most of the wash trading alone. And it's now that they're done with, I think a lot of the sell pressure in the market could really be gone. And this Fiji is now electing a pro-Bitcoin prime minister. So Fiji's doing it, and Tonga also, these islands. And this is interesting because what do they have in common here? They all have the geothermal and the renewable energy. And by 2030, these nations have to be green and have all renewable energy in place, so they can just mine Bitcoin with the free energy they have. So this is going to transform these islands. It's going to bring massive wealth to places on Earth that have geothermal, have renewable energies that can just mine Bitcoin. Instead of what happened yesterday, Mike Novogratz just gets handed Argo blockchain. It's criminal what goes on here. It's all about who you know in this country. and the relationships you have, and money will get you whatever you want. SBF's bail was a freaking joke. His parents put up an apartment. They just went and bought hundreds of millions of dollars in real estate in the Bahamas alone, and they put up an apartment in San Francisco for his bail. And then the judge that gave that bail resigns due to a conflict of interest. I mean, it's so bad what's going on, but that's why we just don't focus on that stuff. We focus on the positive stuff that's going on. You know, the Hedron pump this summer that was given to us for free. Pulse Doge given to us for free, pumping like crazy. Corium given to us for free from Sologenics, doubled up in the last week. Solo 2 also seems to be bottoming, and we're getting airdrops every month, passive income. So there's other stuff to focus on. You know, the ASICs mining with Pulse Bitcoin. It goes on and on, from the sacrifices to projects on Pulse Chain to now you're seeing some of them start to launch on Ethereum. So it's easy to get distracted and get funneled into the nonsense that's going on, but try to stay positive and focus on the building. You know, Jack Levin, this guy is so smart. When you listen to him speak, I mean, we invested in Hex in the early days because of Richard. When I was talking to my Discord server and shilled Hex, 5 people got it and 100 laughed at me, made fun of me, and whatever. But eventually people started believing in Richard the person. And regardless of the FUD coming out in Hex, if you listen to Richard talk, you understood that he was different. And you kind of get the same thing from Jack, the same feeling. If you listen to his interviews with Jim Rat, I listened to the one with Trayvon a couple days ago. They're really good. He hasn't done anything that's been a red flag. Nothing. He's been super transparent. And the whole batch minting thing with the bots, people talking about that. I mean, he's now trying to fix that. You know, he's made it public and showed you how to come do batch minting. So what the bots were doing at first, you can pretty much do it yourself if you have the Ethereum to do it. I mean, Jack has been so transparent, so open and honest, and I just don't understand the FUD and the hate. I mean, if you don't understand a coin that is minted for free, this is what the chart is going to look like. I mean, there's no buy pressure on this coin for the first 60, 70 days. Gas was 10, 8 Gwei, and it was cheap. You could mint it and it was profitable. But once that changes, once gas goes up to a certain level and these short mints are no longer profitable, which I don't think they are. Gas is at 26 right now. So I would say that it is nowhere near what it was at the beginning. And with the NFTs coming, this is going to burn a ton of the supply. So I don't even know what the word is when I come into some of these chat rooms and you hear people talking about Zen and the chart looks terrible and it's just a vampire attack, and it blows my mind. You know, it just, that when you hear all the hatred and that animosity, that's opportunity. That's the same thing that we heard about Hex. It's the same situation as me trying to pitch Hex to my Discord 3 years ago, as Zen is to talking to Hexagons now and telling him, look, I don't know what goes on in people's heads, but it's crazy. And when you have this fighting, that to me, that's opportunity. That means there's something there. And with these NFTs coming tomorrow, I think keep an eye out on it. You know, it's going to be a massive catalyst to burn the supply. And with gas going up, the minting no longer is as profitable as it was. So all these bots, you now have to pay. If Gwei is 26 and it was 8, you're now paying 3 times the gas to do it. So I would say a lot of this is no longer profitable. I mean, this obviously isn't financial advice. I don't know how the batch minting stuff works. I just follow kind of from the outside. But I mean, I've been trying to talk to Facing Reality just to put a couple $100 into a bag of Zen and just stake it and just forget about it. You know, I've been paying attention and looking for the bottom for the last couple weeks now, and it looks like it's in. You know, obviously this is an unnatural little jump right here. I mean, this is too parabolic. We're going to come back, obviously, I would say to probably the 380, 400 area. But if not, and we keep coming up, I mean, look out. This thing could, I mean, we have to lose multiple zeros to get back to the launch price. So, I mean, don't get fudded out because you hear people that haven't done research, that haven't looked into this coin, and they're just fudding it. And they're talking about it to protect their hex bags. It's because it's real easy to do if you're incentivized to do so. And if that, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, you know, I'm 99% staked in hex. There's nothing I can do. So what happens in the next, whatever, it's out of my control. I have my ladders, I'm done. So Zen to me is just a massive opportunity, and you could still mint for free. If you go to the website, or not for free, mint for the gas price. You know, I've been doing some on Binance just because it's so cheap. I know the tokenomics are different, the supply is different, but if this works, Zen is on all the layer ones. So Jack's mission of uniting everybody, I got to get behind it, you know, and I'm going to support Zen. I'm going to support all cryptos that I personally think have a use case, have a passionate founder that wants to do good in the space. I mean, look at all the people that have gone down in the last year, from Alex Mashinsky, SBF, Do Kwon. You know, all these CEOs are dying around the world mysteriously. And then you have people like Jack Levin, who's such a good guy. You know, why not support them? You know, people. So that's just my opinion. You know, I could be completely wrong, and this could be a scam that goes down to zero. And the minting pressure is just infinite, and the NFTs flop, and it doesn't work out. You know what? Big deal. You know, I've spent $10 on my mint, and it comes due in a couple weeks, and we'll see what happens. You know, it's just something to do during the bear market to keep yourself out of the negativity, out of the FUD, out of people that are angry, that are wrecked, and they're not in a good place mentally. So I see so much of that, and I really just encourage you to go to positive places, even if it's outside the community. You know, if it's a new project you've never heard of, if there's people that are positive, you know, it's not a bad thing. So, you know, that's pretty much everything I got for today. Just wanted to come on quick, go over a couple of these news articles, which kind of just show us where we're headed. You know, with NFTs popping up. Last year's commercial, or Super Bowl, we were excited to see the exchange commercials, and now we have NFTs. What's it going to be like next year? You know, and then the year after that. So stay positive. You know, we're in a bear market right now, but there is awesome stuff happening if you can find it. You know, not everything is bad. You know, even ICP, look into that. FTX destroyed that coin. And if you look at the founder and watch some of his interviews, he's not a bad guy. And so the narrative you hear, I've never looked into ICP. I heard it was garbage and just, you know, drank the Kool-Aid. That was the FUD going around Twitter. And sure enough, it's not really the case. And that's, I would say, true for a lot of projects out there. So do your own research. This is not financial advice. You know, I'm just a guy on Twitter talking about online money. And appreciate everybody's support. Mobius, Dan Wilson, Tin Top, Jim Rat, Lindsay. Appreciate it. And we will see you on Saturday night with Hex News. And what else? I'm going to try. Oh, that's right. I'm going to try to have Harley from XTC Crystals on for an interview. He's an awesome guy. He was out at PulseCon with me. If anyone remembers, I know it was kind of a blur, but it was a great time meeting everybody in person again, and can't wait to do it in April at the cruise. So on that note, we'll catch you on Saturday night. See you guys.
At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Viber Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Viber Finance. We are the future of crypto.